Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. There is a storm in the paradise. And in this video, I want us to look at interesting development in Kenya Kwanza government as far as Musalia Mudavadi is concerned. Today, I was in Muran'ga on, of course, to do the interview with Pius Kinodia and also on some few fact-finding missions here and there to talk to the people really on the ground. I normally like knowing what people are saying. Musalia Mudavadi, immediately Ruto was sworn in as the president during the inauguration, his social media team rushed, created the social media page of Musalia Mudavadi, the chief cabinet minister, and even updated his Twitter. That was coming after pressure was being piled by his ANC wing for him to be appointed to that position. And true to the word, Mudavadi was appointed. So I can tell you that if there is someone that was very happy and excited, if there is one person who was a bit excited of that position is Mudavadi. But he never knew on the package that was coming with. So since Saturday, after he was sworn in on Friday, I think that was on Thursday, the first public event he attended in Kakamega. He attended that event in Kakamega, and if you look at Kenya Kwanza portfolio, he was alone and was welcomed by Tetas Kamala, who are the ODM MPs in Kakamega, and a host of ODM MPs in Kakamega. I understand Khalwale was in that event, and even Khalwale did not go to receive Mudavadi from the place they had parked. He had parked the chopper. So kila mtu aliingia kivyake. And someone would expect that someone now in the caliber of Mudavadi, the protocol officer would have already organized on how he was going to be received, and of course by some powerful people here and there. Then on Sunday, I followed the interdenominational service in Muran'ga. In that event, Mudavadi was missing, and the others. So Ruto was there with Gachagua. And if you look at the hierarchy, Mudavadi comes, I think, third between Ruto and Gachagua. He was nowhere. And people were asking, by the way, where is Musalia Mudavadi? So in this video, I want us to look at it. And it's something that if you talk to people who, of course, are taking keen interest in government, you will make you'll just make these observations. Today, Gachagua was meeting KEPSA, Kenya Private Sector Alliance, launching some youth empowerment project and also lobbying for 2 billion funds to be injected in Akiti to support the areas that are affected by the drought. You know, that was a meeting that someone would expect Mudavadi at least to attend a bit, because at the campaign trail, Musalia was so much vocal on matters economy. Foreign Affairs CS Alfred Mutua already met agents here and is planning to fly to Saudi Arabia on some fact-finding solution mission. Moses Kure is in South Africa for some international trade conference where William Ruto is supposed to attend. Kithure Kindiki was receiving orders in the State House about extrajudicial killings, while Ababu Namwamba was already calling the FIFA president on the matter of the Kenyan football. There seems to be people moving into speed, but one man is not seen anywhere. I've been waiting to see handover. There is no handover because Nani's office, Davadi's office, is a new office, so there was no one who was an office bearer of that office. I couldn't tell you office before, so of course there is no handover, but the rest you could see. And with this, I want to speak about a theory that I've been having for some time. Just been keeping it because it had not been confirmed. Now, remember the story of Gachagua declining to share office with Mudavadi. By the way, I support Gachagua on that. Because Sometimes you need just to take what belongs to you. You know, Mudavadi alijiingiza hapa. So you just need to take what belongs to you. And if that office belongs to the vice president or that the deputy president, that is the constitution and that should not change. So apparently when Ruto went to Ethiopia, remember the day they were launching some Safaricom project, of course, expansion in Ethiopia, their own private, Gachagua moved in his office on a Saturday na halihamishwa pale na private company. While we understood that there were supposed to be some renovations here and there, and it was to be taken by the Minister of Public Works and so. But he went there forcefully, took over the office, and before Mudavadi knew, the story about them sharing an office was neither here nor there. So it is from that moment that then a story popped up that William Ruto had asked Mudavadi to go and occupy the railways office, the one that people were saying was dusty and so. I totally find that proximity to the power is something that is coming. Now, if you've been keen, I want to tell you why Mudavadi is keeping some of these events. Especially, I'm taking keen interest on that one for Muran'ga. Kindly subscribe. And before I even give you my reasons, I want you also to just get in the comment section. What's your assessment of relationship between Mudavadi and Gachagua? I am really skeptical whether they are at the same page. Something is simply not adding up. And from what we've gathered, that interdenominational service that was held in Muran'ga was coordinated by the local pastors in that area through the office of Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. But what will that show? I see somewhere far in the background that Gachagua wants to lock out with Mudavadi from Central. Lock out Musalia Mudavadi completely. Remember, behind all this, people are now scheming on post-Ruto. What can it be? And he actually knows, and Gachagua knows very well, that the soft spot that Mount Kenya have had for William Ruto, because Mudavadi is also in this, Mudavadi can also share that favor. And that is why he will not want Mudavadi to take. Because what I understand is that meeting was organized and it's very easy. Of course, it's the presidential briefs has to be done. But Mudavadi is not being served with those presidential briefs in time. And that could be technically or intentionally to lock him out. I want to tell you why that is important for Gachagua. Now, ploy to suppress Mudavadi visibility, that office of prime cabinet secretary, they want to suppress the visibility of that office because in the mind and the political craftiness of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, that government is supposed to be portrayed as Kalenjin Kikuyu because that is the matrix, that is the primary matrix of winning re-election. Any other story to it does not add up. In fact, I've always said that Rigathi Gachagua do not appreciate the input of Mudavadi and Wetangula. For him and the Mount Kenya wing in UDA, they took all the credit that William Ruto is actually president because of their vote. And that is misguided. And if the political opponents can pursue that narrative, they will realize very well that when you remove Western, the 49,000 votes, which was the plus one, will not be there. We were headed for everyone. In fact, we have a candidate, and you have Wetangula and Mudavadi on the same fold, you win the election. So, there is something that Mudavadi will not see, but I see a strategy where the handlers of both president and his deputy are committed to portray the government, especially in the eyes of the voters of Mount Kenya and Kalenjin, as a Kalenjin Kikuyu government. so that that will cement the tyranny of numbers, the tyranny of numbers matrix, because that is what they will carry to push for re-election in 2027. When you add uh, different aspects, different factors into it, like Mudavadi becoming as a Western factor, that's not what Rigathi Gachagua wants. And RG, Riggy really wants that by the time William is leaving, the Kalenjin community and the Kikuyu community will take credit that they supported Ruto fully and Ruto should support them. That statement, like we supported you freely and all that, it's normally made to show a political debt. If you have been keen, you will see Rigiji speaking about we supported you fully kwa sababu ulikuwa na ambition mzuri, ulikuwa mpango mzuri kama kijana wetu. That you will hear Rigathi Gachagua speaking that line. That line was crafted to create a perception in the mind of people that this is a political debt. What stops Rigiji from communicating Ruto succession by saying we have supported you, need to support us? What stops? And Ruto might just do it. So I see a possibility that the Kenya Kwanza team want to suppress that office of Prime Cabinet Secretary. The other reason for suppressing it would be, when that office is bold and there is a constitutional review process that speaks about the position of Prime Cabinet Secretary, you find yourself in a very difficult position to defend it. And I see that as a possibility. Now, let me tell you, I am also feeling that Musalia Mudavadi, the son of Mudaba, is against the religionization of the office of presidency. It, it seems to be against. During swearing in, hakubeba Biblia. And of course, because of his Quaker's faith, people say that's why he didn't. But I just asked, people may understand it that way. Quakers is more of Western way. Now, these pastors who are normally around Ruto, who call Ruto as Deputy Jesus and so, what will they take on David not using the Bible? What will they take? They actually take that as if, there of course the people will understand, but someone back home, kama mtu watch Inoro, anaona Mudavadi makataka kubeba Biblia, what does he see? Now, so I have a feeling that Mudavadi is also technically knocking himself out of those religions meeting, or those interdenominational meeting, simply to communicate something that he does not subscribe to it. And technically, he can use that to walk out and not be part of that religionization of the presidency, so that when they fall out, he will not be part of it. Or better still, he would embrace other religions, would embrace him. It's not only Christianity. Kuna Muslims, kuna Hindus, and kuna the others. So that the others would actually bring him, support him. And he's just trying to cut a niche. That, look here, I'm looking to subscribe to that idea of religionization. No, he wouldn't do that. And I want to believe that there have been people that have been going to offices praying for people. I don't think someone went to pray for Mudavadi in his office. He seems to be a man of his own. However, I don't know whether you're also making this observation. Speaking about the privileges and these other activities that people are doing, Rigathi Gachagua seems to be receiving briefs from president. Amekutana na wale watu wa US, he's met Kepsa and some people here and there. And he seems to be getting, of course, assignments from the president. It's time for Mudavadi to review his work profile and what he's actually supposed to do. Then maybe in the next 2 months or so, sit down and call himself for a meeting. Am I doing it, or I'm just being put here to get salary and not work? I'm told is to coordinate. So, do you coordinate after people working, or do you coordinate now? I really want to know. I would really be glad to know how Musalia Mudavadi's day looks like in terms of briefs. From who does he receive briefs? Does he receive briefs from Gachagua or from Ruto? That's my bold, guys, and that's my take on why Mudavadi skipped the Muran'ga meeting.